Greetings everyone, Free here. Welcome to the Demo Hub. In today's demo, we're going to take a look at an exciting feature in Snowflake called Join Elimination. Now, if you haven't tried this feature, at the end of this demo, we're hopefully going to get you excited to go out and to try and include this feature in your SQL queries going forward. Now, as it sounds, that feature eliminates redundant joins in your query. Now, let's jump in to see what will cause us to eliminate redundant joins and see how this feature can help you accomplish that. Switching over to Snowflake, we're going to set up two tables here, a very common scenario for most data analytics. We're going to need a reference table, which is going to be a dimensional table with a key and some dimensional details. We're also going to set up a base table. Think about this as the fact table. We have a key here, which is referenced in a reference table along with some dimensional data. A common thing to do in analytics would be to join your fact and your dimensional tables to do aggregations and to roll up results. Without running the join elimination part of this, we're just going to go ahead and run a statement that joins our base table, which is a fact table, to our reference table, in this case our dimensional table. We're going to pull up one column, so we're just going to bring the primary key back, and this key is only coming back from our base table, so we're not touching the reference table even though we have that in a join. Now, before we all jump up and say what's the point of doing this join if you're not going to bring back any columns from it, just bear with it that not everybody writes perfect SQL all the time. There might be times where you have a query with dozens and dozens of joins, and just by human nature or errors, you include joins that are redundant in your query, hence the name redundant join eliminations. So we shouldn't be penalized for not writing perfect SQL. But that said, let's go ahead and run this again without the join elimination to see what the results would be. It does give us results, and Snowflake performs extremely well. But if we zero in and see what's happening behind the scenes, we're going to see something interesting. Let's take a look at the query profile. Now, switching over into the query profile, we see the query did bring back the results. Definitely there is a join. We can see there's some results scan happening here, some results scan happening here, filters happening, the results coming back, and the results are being presented to us. Again, this is a very simple example, so the table scan here is not as punitive as it could be if your table has millions or billions of records. In that case, eliminating joins becomes something you definitely want to think about doing, because join and table scans could be very expensive. Now, let's see what we can do to fix this problem. Again, because we have a join here which is not being used because no columns are being brought back from that join, we can either fix this statement or we can have the engine smart enough to eliminate this join for us even if we make a mistake. We're going to go back to recreate those tables so we can start from a fresh start. We have the tables we created. Now, before we do our joins, we're going to add a constraint, a primary key constraint with the key here rely, and this is really important. There are two ways that you can do this. You can do it as such, so add your constraint and include the rely, or you can add your constraint normally and then alter the constraint to enable rely. Either of these would work. As always, we recommend you go into the documentation and you see the exact syntax of making that work. For us, we're just going to do it all in one step. Go ahead and execute this, and this is all we need. It's that simple. Add your primary key. Snowflake doesn't enforce primary key. As always, this is just used for hinting. You're gonna have to enforce primary keys yourself, making sure your data is correct in there, but the rely would be definitely used by the query engine. Now let's go back and rerun the same query as we did before. We have our results showing up here on the screen, but watch what happens when we go in and take a look at the query profile. Taking a look at the query profile with the join elimination enabled, we now see profile is a lot more smoother. There is no join happening. The expensive table scan goes away. The net result of this will be queries that perform faster. Ideally, we all should write the perfect query, but you don't get penalized, still get the speed and the performance of Snowflake leveraging join elimination. So there you have it, a quick demo and a quick overview of Snowflake's join elimination capability. Hopefully this was helpful to you, a very powerful capability to have, speeding up your query and giving you tremendous performance as you analyze and do work with your data on the Snowflake platform. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with somebody that might get value out of it. This has been Fro here with Demohub, and I'll see you in our next demo.